Cash record 5,000 for the day. Some people don't get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people don't get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people don't get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Poor one don't get time for it, I swear. Lord, I can feel and proceed. The poor man they suffer, the rich man no they offer. I can feel and proceed. Money no there, how them go suffer. I can feel and foresee. Poor and then another butter them bread. I can feel and foresee. When you don't sit, you not get you great. I said there's too much pressure on the people them eat. You make man just fed up. Too much pressure on the people them eat. You make me just take cry. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Poor one not get time for it, I swear. You know me say because of we born from poor. Yeah, yeah. That means say we for die from poor. Whoa, whoa. You know me say because of we born from poor. Yeah, yeah. That means say we for die from poor. Whoa, whoa. We not like that. The way the system they blow, we not like that. They want them where they before. Oh, you free tell them they know this. 5,000 for the day. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Poor one not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 don't make back home and go to prison. You know easy, I swear. 5,000 don't make back home, baby, then sell girls. I saw the thing, yeah. 5,000 don't make back home and lost their life. Kiribi won't pass, yeah. 5,000 don't change the whole wide world. The way the poor man them suffer, we not like that. The way the system they blow, we not like that. They want them where they before. Pow, pow, you free tell them they know this. 5,000 for the day. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Poor one not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Poor one not get time for it, I swear. Will back on the beat. Ragga spice for the dog of the answer. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, yaga. Bang bang, na 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 na. Ragga spice, whoa whoa. Oh lad, yaga. Oh lad, lad, lad. What? Cash record 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Some people not get time for it, I swear. 5,000 for the day. Poor one not get time for it, I swear. Lord, I can feel and proceed. The poor man they suffer, the rich man no they offer. I can feel and foresee. Money no there, how them go suffer. I can feel and foresee. Poor and then another butter them bread. I can feel and foresee. When you don't sit, you not get you great. I said there's too much pressure on the people them eat. You make man just fed up. Too much pressure on the people them eat. You make me just
in Japan, where they send a salon delegation this, they not agree for me we enter the hotel because they say we get debt today. And then I mean the first time we had a good day. Now that I inherit. Where everybody don't go inside, me not be still able because I be needful. Ask me with all my delegation, pay for the hotel bill where they be done left day, I don't even know which year. Before me they allow for before then they allow me for enter day. Then kind national disgrace then they it don't make Salome man don't lost in self-esteem. Today, Sierra Leone is viewed differently around the world.
Can you imagine a president enlighten, he saying go Japan, when he reach the hotel, then they say, oh, buddy, you government not pay where to, you know, come on. This is a joke. This is a joke. You and I, if you ready for Car London today, now when you Car London, now you can find your hotel, that's it to go sleep. This guy for not booking hotel, but don't tell us, no, we don't accept you now because you still owe it. But you can lie, then can lie there. Say that when you reach that hotel, then they tell you, say, no, you last government they owe you. No, seriously, Juma, you know, I make with the question you ask me, say if we want to give Maada back another chance, if Salon people they do then they sign a death warrant.
That's like cash box. One social media commentator will put more inside this particular talk on the Japan trip of the caretaker. The African Express not waste any time. They go back to the archive and then what they do? They pull all the list of the visitors them we don't go to Japan and the one them we don't come inside Sierra Leone from Japan. The African Express not up there. Then go before and talk say this trip where caretaker beyond the talk say it go pay debt for the last government in Japan. In SSF care go about $270,000. Let me read this thing for you. Then say President Maada still withdraw about $270,000 from the National Treasury for his 5-day trip to Japan in 2019. $91,601 per diem for himself and $36,587 for his wife, even though they were both traveling together. This is also despite the fact that the logistics and protocol for his visit had been arranged by the host government, that's not Japan. This now the list of the money them where they withdraw. And they show all the list and transaction of the money them where they withdraw. This again don't draw plenty people their attention. Femi Clodioscol, the leader for the Unity Party, they get a different angle where it take concerning the caretaker in Japan trip. And waiting in as a leader of your party be the expect from the caretaker.
Okay, I want to talk in the common sense. Because let me tell you something. If me a president of Sierra Leone, I get opportunity. You know how far 98.1 they go? That is probably one of the most listened to morning shows in Sierra Leone. Me get that kind of audience there for talk to me people there. I know they can't talk, but that's why I go pay. Not that's why I go pay the money you. Not for that way where I go pay. Now you know the excuse where I can't give you now. Now waiting I go cool where I go Japan, now they tell you. Who's benefit and me come back na salon where I come out Japan, now they tell you. Not for the debts where you go pay. Not for the debts. Honestly, to me, it make you feel like I say, the panel really they look at the big picture. You know, they look at the big picture. They're asking you hard questions. They're asking you questions where the public would like to ask you. And you have an opportunity for talk to me. You they tell me what that's where you go pay. I mean, how simplistic is that? What did you get from Japan? Now you know the question. What in Japan they can do for we? And you stay with the left for what can the one world? They spend money, they bigger. When?
He said we not for disconnect because it clean the image of the country where it can go so.
Okay, well, it do so now. It don't clean where it do now. It do so now. Thank you very much. Now that money the way would they take the waka all about. Let us invest it in the children. Let us invest it in our hospitals.
Yeah,
let us not build.
Investment they go for.
But where?
Huh? You know,
where? Well, if you are traveling to all these places and you have something tangible to show the Sierra Leonean people, publicize it. Let us appreciate you. Let us move Sierra Leone's economy, the lives of the Sierra Leoneans forward. If we don't know more the bluff with grants, we don't know more the bluff with bega, we don't know more the bluff with aid, how much longer? Then at that stage in Abintumani, they talk about the Athens of West Africa. Do you know how we got to that image of the Athens of Africa? It was putting the right man in the right job, regardless of where he's from. Putting the person who is qualified to deliver there, whether you like him or you hate him, not your friend, but the man who delivers or the woman who delivers.
What do you think about all of this? Drop your comments down in the comment section. Feel free for share this.
Fambole muna kushe no na hadu. We had don't come back today for come talk about things where they happen. Now we on sweet yards alone. Now hina we on. Whoa, we left for do them bad things them. We they feel a most alone. Now hina we on. Whoa, we had. And if we hurt you, we sorry. We no mean bad, oh, we just want for make we had go before. If we hurt you, we sorry. We no mean bad, oh, we just want for make we had go before. Fambul Kushe, how you dey do? Well, you see we late small. We any plan not been there for camp today. But because the thing or the spirit just come up and say, we need for take the baton from outside we been left from yesterday. Well, yesterday, we been done the affidavit of the Auditor General, where it been go make na court. Well, today we did choose for take something different. We want for look how smell the corruption like inside the office of the president. We been on the watch inside 2020 audit report. It look like say we get for throw we eye back now the 2019 audit report and see say if whether the 2019 or the 2020 report where Lara be last pool na mistake it make or na continuous corruption they happen inside the office of the president. And then we go ask now a question of what thing happen where make the 2022 report not get anything but the office of the president, the vice president, or the first lady in office. If you just join me, please share the program because we notice say the notification no go because of the connection on internet wala. So please, you don't join me now. Share this particular program now WhatsApp, now your Facebook, or now even your page, so more people will get the information where they go on right now. Well, a lot of things them they. Hello. All right, very sorry. Please, I'm very sorry. I just did get some information. You were to watch me right now. You did see me at all? You did see me? Please, you were to watch me. You did see me because I just don't understand. Say, people say they know they see me at all. You did see me, please. You were to watch. Yes. Yeah. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so please wanna share the program for me. Thank you. All right, so just to ask a question, because we find out say the audit report of 2022, the Auditor General, the Deputy Auditor General, one of the Deputy Auditor General come out and tell we say the office of the president, the vice president, the first lady, they don't meet the threshold. We can't talk about waiting at this threshold. And we still lay behind this particular audit report of 2020. Waiting don't happen with the one them. We not say anti-corruption not they go after the president because he get immunity or this blanket way cover him, where they protect him. But what about the other one them when not get nothing where they protect them? They're not they above the law. Or for say then they above the law because then they near the office or then they near the office of the president. We did look at all of them things in day. Quick one. Because this not just when they can say crash. When they say crash, we just come and jump quick one for let we see waiting they happen. So before we go into that, Vicky Remo, where now this social media influencer, they actually do a program on the same issue where we been on the Rob Mortpan. Well, we find out say it good nice for we actually hear back little bit by waiting Vicky Remo actually talk about. So please, you can go na Vicky Remo in page na Facebook or YouTube, and then you can able to see exactly waiting at the full analysis. We just take little bit by waiting it talk about inside this particular audit. The audit of the office of the president, and the other one where we don't talk about. So if that be the case, let me listen small bit by waiting Vicky Remo when they try for analyze. Where it's not different at all from what we be done the analyze all the time there. But because na different voice, it get different taste, and a different person, it get different style. Let me listen again, because I will tell you for real. I will tell you say inside the country, this lady na one of the first social media influencer then. It get wealth of experience. The time where we been the come inside the field. Now the time we can they move country to country with in platform for able for do show, the Vicky Remo show and other things then. Yeah. So it gets in your way how they look at things. Now that kind of person where it just gets in your way how they look at what you want for talk about, they talk about, not to the influencer for talk about what you want for talk about. It they talk about what you want for talk about at the right time where in feel. Where I feel saying I saw everybody for day. Yeah, not to where person say, hey, do this, you rush to no. So let me listen small bit from waiting Vicky Remo say. A lot of una get the way I wanna go look at them, but let me listen what he say on this office of the president, the audit report, where he pulled totally the office of the president. He said, no, we don't need for put on the spotlight. Let me listen what he say.
This last audit where come, this 2021 audit where them done and submit to Parliament December 2022. This particular audit, for the first time we see say, the audit not audits the office of the president. The audit not audits the office of the vice president. The audit not audits the office of the first lady. Waiting that mean? That means say, for the year 2021, anything where the president in office take from the consolidated fund, any money where the president in office take for spend per anything, including travel, anything where the vice president take for spend, including travel expenses, anything where the first lady take for spend from the government coffers, including travel expenses, projects, programs, etc., anything will fall under expenditure under the office of the president, office of the first lady, and office of the vice president. The audit service decides say they no see no reason waiting make them for audit the office of the president. These people looked at this situation that we are in, and the audit service said, we don't see any reason. Why should we as audit service be auditing how the office of the president is spending government money? Why would we do that? It's not necessary. This is problematic because if na APC been dey na power, imagine you na SLPPO. I want you to think about this turned around. If you been there SLPP, if you been there SLPP and SLPP dey opposition, and during APC tenure power, the audit service say they know they audit. President Koroma, or if Samura win this election where they come, the audit service said they audit Samura in presidency. As a person in SLPP, how would you feel about that? Would you think that was a good thing for Sierra Leone? Would you think that is a good thing for transparency? Would you think that that's a good thing for accountability? Would you think that that's a good thing for public financial management? The one where we they see then they thief. The one where we they see, where them blants they look, them in the thief. So you want to tell us now that you decide the one where we been they look, them forged paper for $300,000. The one where we been they look, where we been they see, where they reports, where we been they see say that they spent 300,000 per travel, 500,000 per travel. When you were seeing it, they were still cheating and stealing. You want to tell me that the time that we are not looking is when it is going to be better? The one, I want you guys to understand this. We can see them, they are stealing. So you decide we don't want to look again. I want to understand. The math is not mathing. How do you improve good governance and accountability if you're not monitoring public financial management in a country as corrupt as Salon? What SLPP has done, what the audit service has done under SLPP, because not the SLPP do and the audit service decides say, what the audit service has done right now under SLPP by not auditing the office of the president, the office of the vice president, and office of the first lady, you have made it okay for any other administration to come into government and to say they are above auditing. That is what you have done. How does this protect the public purse? How does this make Sierra Leone better? How does this improve transparency and accountability? You knew we were going into an election. The year before an election, I want to know they audit the president. The year before? Are you kidding me? Or to quote LAC, are you killing me? Because you're killing us. You want to kill us. This is like you want us to just die.
Okay, so this basically now waiting Vicky Remo yeah, we look at this whole thing. You know, so what me would do basically, I would draw you back. I tell you, say, draw your attention or draw you years and can you go back to 2019. I'm not go even to 2020 yet. I can go to 2019, the audit report of 2019. Let me see something quickly. And we can't know whether this audit service now mistake or I mean the audit service of Lara, if now mistake a mistake or now a deliberate something, you know, now that basically we can look at. So if not deliberate something now you do, or then just decide for say, okay, this now president will just avoid them. We don't need for embarrass them because the kind of way how corruption don't team up in office now. If we say we count something like that, it will be really frustrating. So like I say, let me go quick one and watch 2019 audit reports. 2019, where come inside 2020. Last show now something quickly, yeah, at the project. We're now go and find them again. 2019 audit report, where come out 2020. We basically look at the office of the president, where it come out 2020, the office of the president. They say oversee impress and other things. The last go down to side and say travel expenses. Wait. Okay, so last go to not to the right one. Is last go to 2019. Yes, 2019. The office of the president. This 2019. Now then we begin see things then they happen. So what did happen in this 2019? Let's set everything confirm before ever I project something. Okay. So 2019, office of the president. There's a special impress for overseas travel. You know, not retired. Yeah, they're not saying not properly. Or they say not retired. What that simply means? The small couple, the money they when they can get, where they say, you know, this is now one of the reasons we make Maada be leg for travel. When they first came to office in 2018, they begin make Mr. Goody as if they are the most clean motorman in the world. As if when it comes to corruption, na no go area. So what did they begin for do? They begin for shall we say, the president will go to United States, and they can go 5 people then. And then 5 people are this and this and they go do. Okay, the president will go to this place and they can go 6 people. They started it like 1 month or so, or like 3 months, 90 days. I need to expire. Now they stop. Now begin see listen the common number now. This is a different angle. When they ask Keke Thomas and they say, okay, Keke Thomas, for this one game program, this go. Then go. In fact, what they do, then they go together. Then they go differently. Now I say yes, because all man they go do different work. This they invite them. This so all the thing begin mixed up. We begin to wonder now. First of all, una start for begin give it transparent figure say. Una the travel now this amount of delegation the president can go at some point una stop. Then now begin see list and they come up from different side. Una not even supposed for them at the list. They begin daily. So what happen? Now begin see 2019 audit report. Boom. Waiting come out. They say we observe say during the period under review 2019, the special impress where they give to the president, yeah, for overseas travel expected, you know, to be used to cover the incidental cost of the president. Where they expect say if for the cover some small thing the way they come up from the office of the president. We are not retired in accordance. So in as much as the president can say this big per diem, he can say this big thing where they can call DSA, you know, but yet still and get other money when they put for them. In case when they say incidental cost, that means if anything come up on the way, if you're able for handle them. But even when the handle them, now impressed, if you're able for return back, make a return, say, okay, we use this money, it not being the part of the budget, but this are miscellaneous. We use them for this reason and this reason. So it not happen in this case. So what it happen? They say that couple where they give now for man can 10 as people can talk them or not to 10. Man can tell. Yeah, as people can talk them. We fail not tell not able for retire according to how section 114 of the Public Financial Management Regulation of 2018 say. And they fail not say the sum of $160,000 where they be provide. We are not able for return them at all. This is the first report we begin for tell we about the corruption inside the office of the president. We are not able for retire them. We are not tell we how we go about them. We are not follow the procedure for use that particular money. They say I recommend say the secretary to the president for provide serious requirement details. In other words, retirement details. In other words, if you're able for give me details of how una spend them, backing, receipt, invoice, this, whatever, una for give me breakdown of how una use them, and not for just write them or come and tell me multically or orally or talk, but rather una for come and give me document for backup, because this is not the first office that the country we talk about. So when you talk about transparency, if we start with them, they say charity begins at home. So they recommend say therefore able for do the retirement details in line with provision of the law when section 114 of the Public Financial Act of 2000 Management Regulation of 2018. So what happened? Now they come back and the office now it respond because per procedure or this procedure. Now they respond to them. Now they say for sake of that thing when you talk about say the office of the secretary to the president. Now this now he say Olayidam. He said the office of the secretary to the president stated that the state chief of protocol has now provided, in other words, and say, okay, for sake of that thing when you tell you, but when that $160,000 when the president not a part of him per demo, now can't come out money where they can put for man can tell. That corner side money, $160,000 when it take no more. They say the secretary to the president don't able for provide the documents them and don't account how they spend their money they you know, and the document they all already una can come out and can't work the documents. They say tips given by the president. Listen this one. They say tips given by the president and the first lady were when departing hotels and airports are difficult to capture for retirement, as it is often done in haste. They said that the office committed to mitigating this difficult in the future. This difficult in the future. In other words, what they hide under now, they say, okay, we don't count some document for now, but something in the way the president can give tip, and we can find out who that and who that he give tips to. Because these are the same double dipping. When you normally when you pay
somebody from the consolidated fund. No way, no day. You don't get any right, any reason for take couple again, say you get a tip. No. It's not correct. So look what it say. They say the president been give tip to some people them, and they can just there in a hurry. It can just dip in out of $60,000. It can just dip in anything will come up. Now they give person, and it just the gigi. You know, it can get an airport. It can give the policeman them, so German them. You know, it can give the hotel. All of them people here. So this now what the auditor say. He say during the audit verification, okay, when I don't call me for come back during that term. Where I come for watch back the different documents then where the management don't provide, including list of the people that where they benefit from this. We find out that the sum of $33,000 that summarized as follow. So this is how the office of the president say they spent $33,000. They say number one, this is 2019, I want everybody get that very clear. They say number one, tips to local securities. Local security can be policeman, can be the soldier man there. Then give them just tip local security 9,500. Just okay, now we bobo them. Una ya $9,500 dollars. Then say tip to local drivers. Then the driver themselves when they drive, they don't keep mix so even when they pay them, then give them tip like they can give them per diem if they go to the president anytime. So the local driver there as well. Bobo them una they try, waiting. Then give them 7,000. Then they say look tips to local protocols. That then local protocol. Who say then they go no more by tradition. Then give them $4,000. Airport courtesy. That means when you go to airport, just the one that they can say, okay, look this deal. Just start courtesy for say, they do well at this airport. Then give them $6,000. The waiter then, inside them they go eat. Yeah? The president's office, so inside them they go eat when they sit down. Lavishly, then they enjoy with money. Then waiter then they can say, Palu the drinko, Palu the $2,000. Sha. Then dispatch riders, that the one they can do they can ride them bike lane. Then police bike them or then sweeper them. Then they waiting and do. Then take 3,500. Then give them share. No mix for nothing. No. Then they take receipt on nothing. They say then give them. Then they get what they call welfare officer. The one that they in charge of welfare for the president in triple or that thing. Even when they pay them and take $1,000. Then give them share. A total of $33,000. Now just then the jolly give away. They say na tip. So listen what the auditor says. He said it was further observed from the above list that the beneficiary were all either public officers or civil servants. In other words, they all still work for the government. Yeah, who were now being paid tips from the consolidated fund. So, and when you pay tip from the consolidated fund for till when they pay somebody for, now corruption that one there as well. They say and paid from the consolidated fund for performing the very function for which they were employed. The receipt of these tips by these officers amount to double dipping. So now the first time this way the word begin come up. Double dipping because then they pay them 2 times. Then they give them tip, then they pay them back monthly, then they get per diem and everything, but still then they give them the extra money they need. So they call them double dipping from the consolidated fund by the concerned public officers or civil servants. And say since the payment of these tips were ad hoc, that means they don't follow any they malpractice, they don't follow any standard. They say and not based on any government-wide policy or regulation, in order by no law, and say they should be disallowed and surcharge on the scope. That means say the scope for make sure say if fund that particular thing or if they on them. They say furthermore, the practice should be discontinued until there is such a government policy, regulation, or the payment of tips to public. So they say the auditor say that thing for stop, it for stop. So I can't tell you now when they stop tip. When they don't stop tip, when they say tip not there again, what thing they do inside the next audit report when at 2020? This not tip they say they spend and pan. They say with regards to the outstanding balance of 127,000, now even down there when I tip no more, they still got 127,000 balance when they not explain it. He say which management was unable to retire according to the Public Financial Management Regulation of 2018. The same should be disallowed and surcharge on it. So even when they don't say they give tip, when at 33,000, when they don't try to make receipt say 33,000, still left 127,000. Audit will say that day una need for stop the habits here. That na dirty life, yeah, and a bad habit. You know what in that's na dirty life. Rare life, you know they pay this time and say that na dirty life. TV business, you know they pay Maada. So this is basically what the auditor say. So when they get all of them there, they get even when they call the DSA, you know, paid to ineligible individuals. So what they do now? Maada anywhere na Ashobi. What did Maada do now? What they do? So now they get DSA where they give to people that we don't even need forget DSA. Let's just touch on this small one. Then we can do up at the office of the first lady, because you remember what Vicky Remo say. They not audit all of them people here. And if corruption the smell inside the office there, why audit service say this time around? And now you don't begin to see why they decide for pull the auditor general. And I will remind you of the people that will be decide for pressure the auditor general. So this now waiting, let's just left that day. Okay, let's touch on small, it's very important. It says a sample of payment voucher were inspected in respect of overseas traveling. It was observed that the DSA allowance of $2,160 was paid to a man named Paul Massacoy. I don't know if it's the same Paul Massacoy this one, Sabi. Paul Massacoy, as part of the delegation of the office of the First Lady. I mean, Sabi one same name like this Paul Massacoy. When I be me first and boss. I don't know if it's the same, but I stand to be corrected. I just talk no more. I just the talk. I noticed something say from this name, and I begin know waiting make you know, certain people them way we do them things they are the malice you. And now I begin to know it mean the malice you, but I not can understand. Anyway, I'm not saying anymore. I just say if he one of my former boss. He said they pay the delegation of the office of the first lady, then give a couple of $2,160. From the delegation, as they say, from the delegation of the office of the first lady. So let them go visit one side, visit to Niamey. Then say Niger for attend 123rd Offland Ordinary General Assembly. So they go attend that day. Then say we however observe that Mr. Paul Massacoy was neither a staff nor a consultant in the office of the president or the first lady. As a result, we have considered this expenditure to be ineligible. So in other words, Paul Massacoy then give this kind of money, then the waka with them, but yet still, he not to staff, he not to consultant, but it just they know what they just put a number on the list. Then they go and fly plane, they enjoy. Waiting we don't mix by any as it is sweet we, and so they pay them, as they pay them, and so it is sweet we. They enjoy with money for nothing, when they fly. They pay an all thing. Then the office of the respondent and come and then say the secretary of the president stated that Mr. Paul Massacoy offering, technical. So now they put and saying a technical advice they give to the office. First lady in a possible they give technical advice. The kind of way they go and do all along. You insisted that then you really waste money for nothing. Because if people are there where they advise the first lady, some of them kind picking life where they go and do so, not for the do at all. But for say we really pay people for advise this woman. But for say the one way they advise, then the freedom or waiting. So this now waiting and say. They say in a waiting and they get for play some role outside and they go. Okay. So the auditor general come back and comment. He say okay. He said management response is noted. He says since management has confirmed that the individual concerned is neither a staff nor a contractor, the amount of 2,160 paid to him as they say is illegible. So they come get the inside. They say it is not on the on the regular payroll, but it was deemed appropriate to give him financial support. So they just say let them give financial support, yeah. Whilst on government business overseas, to member of staff, to contract, and just let them get financial support from the office of the first lady. So left down there and go down small. So they say for pay that money back. Then they say now we not hear anything, they not pay no nothing. So now let's go to one other thing, quick one, because I just can't for pass. I can't relax. I listen to all that. I can't me put right set up. But for now, let's just go no more. Then get what they call cash book not maintained by the office of the first lady. So in other words, I think I need for film something for now. One time in the way, let's film something for now. because something in there, if I want to talk, I'm not back them up with some evidence, you know, as we go along, you know. If I don't just get some evidential things, then what they put, you know, for let people understand exactly what thing when they try for talk. So if that be the case, please, you will watch it and don't forget for like and subscribe to this program. This now we are on YouTube and on Facebook. My name is Ernest, the Freedom Fighter. Okay, so if you're not subscribed to this channel, please consider for do so right now. As we talk about 69,258 people that we don't subscribe, where we can call family members, and we as well get let me see. Come on, quick, come on. Drive, come on, quick, come on. Okay, it's coming. It come. All right. So what we can call family members them. So please, if you know be part of a family and you can always do watch, please consider for do. Okay, thank you very much. The one that will just don't subscribe. And on Facebook, thank you very much as well. You already watch on Facebook. Thank you, I appreciate you. Now please not forget for like and share the program. We appreciate everything we wanna do. Okay. So what did I do? Oh. Sorry, I get some. Sorry, something they do up now. Something they act up. Okay, please not do so. No. Police now, hold on. Something I look act up now. Not do so. It's also this so they fight now. Not do so. Thank you. Not do so. I beg, not do so. I drive, I beg. And also you don't work. Come on, let's see something. I just want to show now something. I don't be things that are good, but since I don't reach to this point, I'll look if you don't come. Jackie man, where you? Say now. Alright, okay. No, you know it. One more read, try. They read. Okay, so basically I want to show you where the first lady incest the confess to the people, you know, on waiting and the things that we in don't do. So let's go back to the thing whilst I go to wait for the hard drive. I might add the plan for now. So now let's go to what they call cash book. Cash book, yeah. Now basically the document where you record all of the things them where get for loot money, where they go out, where they come in, where they go out, where they come in. So the inside the 2018, where it just come to 2019, let's waiting and say there's a serious internal control weaknesses were identified. Then fair not say weakness then at the area of financial management as the money, then say funds as management of funds allocated to this office, mainly due to the lack of competence. So in other words, what the first lady they do? Remember, if you don't tell me say, now that's a one for play for you. But also if you say we go pull am, the first lady they were invite for Canada this country, I pay their flight ticket, I pay their accommodation. Also if you say they come out, now flights and the take. So all of them money then they pay the answer for our gas, the this and that. All of them couple and they win a fund where they get from the government or where they get from private individual or company name or, you know, multilateral organization and now then big donor organization. It no get record of nothing. It no record nothing. How then they come? It just the diverter also for diverter. But let not take them out of me. Don't take waiting inside the audit report. This is not exactly the same. It say they find out say it get weak things as they found where this particular office. The way that they get to this particular office, mainly due to lack of competence and competent personnel. So, in other words, they say they're not even for maintain any financial record because, like the person where they put in charge, they not even get this sabi, just there for himself for it something. They say, for instance, they failed to maintain a cash book and as a result could not reconcile their transaction with their banks for the financial year 2018-2019. In other words, they deliberate act for let them make sure say they don't get anything outside in the record, almost at the pay na bank, almost at the take na bank, nothing like that, not there at all. No book, one page like this, not there outside the right say 2018 we send 10,000 inside the account or withdraw 5,000 inside the account. Nothing like that, not there at all. It not exist. They say, or they're not even able to produce a set of financial statements or state of financial statements. No financial statement they not even forget from the office of the first lady. How will you use the money? All them bump money they really get. It just is spend. It just is care and go. It go store them. You're not able to say nothing but that. Yeah. Then he said this resulted in the inability of the office of the first lady to manage their financial resources efficiently and effectively in accordance with Section 13 of the Public Financial Management Act or Regulation 2016, we recommend that competent officers, so now a deliberate accident the first lady do. When it not say, then the auditor, then they can monitor them, and not keep record of nothing. It just is spend and not keep record. We not able for know almost money go inside bank, almost come up, outside divert money. It just use. Even the one they in chest for say I bring them and I spend the cup up at them. We not see no record of that day. Well, I say we. Why are they put myself themselves? Audit they not see nothing inside that particular thing there. Now that's basically the try for saying. So now see what they come and talk again. They come and respond to the audit. They say the secretary to the president stated that the documents requested have been obtained and are readily for inspection. So in other words, the office of the president come and say, like when it became and talk the other, they say, he don't account for RAM. They say the office of the president, and first lady use money for personal thing there. That's not lie. He use them for the picking them of this country. Now the defense this way, he been try for put up so. And the defense this. So what didn't happen? They say he don't spend the money and this not the thing will happen. So let me see what the audit report say. And now this audit, they actually reply to the president. He said, during the verification of the management response above, and something they know the talk. I'm not elect for talk because now can make some people in the challenge with things them. But when I talk small and I count something, I don't know what happen with you, ad guys. Ad guys, why? No tell me, no can give me ad life for a big. Why? Okay, so basically, when the president they come and talk the other day, they say me woman. I don't defend any corruption, but then they come and talk say the woman spend up her own personal. You remember that video there, right? He say he don't account for them. Now this now waiting the audit report tell you. Not do something else. This now waiting the audit report say. So the auditor say he said we don't do the verification and we don't listen to the management report response. He said we observe that there was no evidence that cash book were prepared in 2018-2019. So even when the office of the president don't call the auditor general or the audit service say they don't prepare this, they come back, they not see nothing. They just can't waste the energy and time for them. They say we therefore conclude that the current personnel in the finance department of the office of the first lady are not competent to manage the resources of the office of the office efficiently and effectively. Let tell you, not to competent the woman or where they put or the man where they put the not competent to. It will work on instruction because they no one forget any trace of them things that they at all. So this now 2019. Let's jump quick one and go inside 2020. Let you see something. Because this then they work according to how they're supposed for work. This now 2020. You remember we don't talk about this, how double dipping, forgery, this and that, money laundering, all the inside the empty. Okay, so now that's pegged to the question again of waiting. Vicky Ebo talk about say why. This is not the why to the question. And now when the audit service they come and defend why they not audit the president this time around, you know what they tell me? They say not reach the threshold. They not say corruption or they do, but it not reach the threshold. Can you imagine? Hello? You read the dips. They not say corruption or they do, but it not reach the threshold. I wish I came for understand what's this threshold. But this, I must know what's the threshold. I must come back and talk about this threshold. By that time, I play the video then for you, let you see them. Because this time we are. We're not there for talk. We're there for give you waiting, then the talk. My name, Nasemepe, the freedom fighter. You ain't not like it, please consider for like. If it pain you, no like. But if it not they pain you, hey, like the program and share them for we. I see they pain them, that's why they sweet we. I see the sweet we, that's why they pain them. So this is not the program where they for you. For let we all the government to account. I don't care about whether not green, red or waiting. I want to tell you say 90% of what they talk about get for do with the government of the day and 10% get for do the opposition. Well, the table get for turn. If at all 2023, June 24, if the table turn, the other way they like me so I'm afraid. Una no get for like we